Hello, America. I'm back again. I know it's been a while. We've barely had any vacations, and I really haven't had much to say at all. It's been an interesting few weeks, too, because one of my videos apparently has gone very viral. And I've had a couple of thousand people view it within the past 2 weeks or so. And at that point, it just got huge, and I don't understand where, when, why, or how. It just has. So a lot of people out there are just wonderful keyboard warriors, and they sit there and they just like to tell you off while they don't even have a picture of themselves in their profile. So some of these people really just need to get out and move out of their parents' basement and kiss a girl or a guy, whatever you're into. Just stop. And if you don't like the length of my video, I've said this before, there's a stop button right on the screen. I forget which corner it's in. Whichever. It's in the corner. If you don't like it, push the stop button and go, I don't know, complain about McDonald's or something. Either way, I'm going to go on as long as I care to because these are my videos, and I will go as long as I want. So today we are at a KM resort in Randle, Washington called Maple Grove. Now, you see, I didn't even pay to be here. Okay? I didn't pay to be here. My father was turning 70 and decided he wanted to spend it with us and our family, so he rented a yurt. Let's see if I can turn this around. Can you see the yurt? Yeah, there's the yurt. He rented a yurt for us to hang out in. And we're in it's a KM resort, which is a sort of a local kind of conglomerate, mostly all in Washington State. I looked on the website. There's a lot of places, even a couple on the coast, couple on the eastern side of Washington, here, there, here, there. So basically, this is a private resort area where you pay into it and you can go at any point in time. You can spend 3 weeks in whatever spot with your RV. And you pay a yearly fee for maintenance. That's it. So I'm going to review the KM Resort of Maple Grove in Randle, Washington today. So let's get the bad out of the way before the good. There's a couple of things I really didn't particularly care for. Number one, as I have stated previously, I am not a fan of places that sandwich you in very closely. I don't need to be hearing my neighbors flushing the gray or black water tanks. I don't need to be hearing that. I don't need to be able to open a window and see how well my neighbor's circumcision went, and so on and so forth. They really sandwich you in here. So that really kind of got up my nose a little bit. The other thing which really got up my nose was the Wi-Fi here. Now, I have come to the realization that I'm not going to go to a place to camp to be able to stream Netflix. It's not going to happen because everywhere I go, it never happens. So with that said, I should be able to load my Gmail page. I should be able to load Facebook and so on and so forth. And this place here charges you $1 per day per device to get on the internet. And I really, really hate to say it, but their internet is horrible. It is the worst internet I have ever seen. I mean, I have never seen internet this horrible. So that really kind of got up my nose a bit. They're charging you for it and it's not working. My wife went to the office to complain, and the manager lady's all like, "Oh, well, there's a wireless node right next to the yurt that you're staying in, so it should be just fine." Well, it's not just fine. You're charging me money, and then your excuse is, the first thing out of your mouth is, "Oh, it should be fine because there's one right next to right next to where you're staying." No, there is nothing next to where we're staying. I'm actually right outside the yurt right now, and there is nothing. There is nothing here. I don't see anything. I see a manager coming up with excuses. not trying to rectify a situation, coming up with excuses. So other than that, this place has its pluses and minuses. I don't care that you have to nag people to get certain things repaired. So we had lights outside here because there's a yurt here and the restroom's right behind me. You can actually see the building there. That's the restroom, and so it's a decent walking distance. I mean, it's not anything horrible, so we're dealing with it. And the lights out here were all burned out until my wife complained, and then they sent somebody out to fix it. You would think that they'd have somebody who would walk around and see if there's something obvious like a light bulb out. The men's room was fine, except there's a lot of bugs in there. I would really wish they'd go in with a hose and just hose the place down just to get rid of that sort of thing. The women's room, my wife tells me, was out of paper towels and literally almost out of toilet paper before she said something. And that kind of bugged her a little bit. To their credit, they did fix the lights and deal with the restrooms following the complaint. The tetherball, which my daughter likes to play with, has been broken the entire time. The grass is pretty dry and doesn't look like it's ever been watered this year. You wouldn't know it today because it's been raining all day, but it's just not very soft. It kind of hurts your feet if you want to go barefoot. Some of the other things, the yurt itself, you walk into it and it is, what's the word I'm looking for? Actually really nice. It's actually nicer than a lot of hotel rooms I've stayed in. I actually have a better experience staying here than I did at the Circus in Reno. I wasn't a big fan of that location, to be honest with you. The food was horrible, and at that place they charge a resort fee, $15 per day, and there's no swimming pool. What kind of resort is this? Anyway, I digress. So, on to the good things. There's two things I really like about this place. Number one, they have a nice swimming pool and jacuzzi. Indoor, heated, very comfortable, very nice. What I dig about it is they have certain times. So, for example, children are allowed until 7 p.m. And then between 7 and 9, when it closes at 9, it's adults only. So adults can go there, and they don't have to worry about children running around screaming, yelling, throwing things. They can actually have, some adult time to enjoy the pool and hot tub. I really dig that. And in the back, they have a 9-hole golf course. I didn't play golf because I actually forgot my clubs. Or I would have gone and played golf. However, it's judging from what I can see, it's really nice over there. The greens are real nice. They've got a nice little putting area. It's a really nice looking golf course. So if you want to come out here and play golf every day, you sure can. You sure can. One thing you cannot tell, because it's kind of hidden away, is out here in the wooded area, way in the back, there are spots out there for dry camping. So that I walk back there, there's a lot of tents, and there's also some RV spots that have water, and they also have electricity. So you can actually go RV over there. It's unfortunate that because of the forest fire situation in the Northwest at the time we record this, they're not allowing any kind of burning at all. So you can't have a campfire, you can barbecue while burning. You can have propane, but you can't have a campfire or anything like that. That's not the fault of the site. It's just the way it is. The forest fire season started really early, and there's a lot of smoke actually in these cities here in the Northwest because all the smoke's coming in. And it's been actually very difficult to breathe for people who have asthma. But other than that, I have to say, I for the most part, find this place kind of so-so. I don't really think it's all that special. I've stayed in better places. I've stayed in worse places. I've stayed in places that I absolutely adore. We're actually going back to Mount Hood Village next week, taking the RV, and we're going to go back there. We enjoyed it very much there. It had its faults, but that was so far our favorite place to go. But right now, this place is pretty mediocre. I mean, if you're trying to get a subscription to a place, this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to get you to buy into the private club sort of thing. if I had to choose K&M resorts based on this location, I wouldn't. I don't find this place very exciting. It's just average. It's just mediocre, with the exception of the cool golf course and the cool pool. Everything else is pretty mediocre. You know, they don't. If you're not being ahead of the curve, you know, this is the summertime. Everybody's coming in on the weekends and all that, and you know, it's your time to shine. You know, you should put a little spit and polish in this place and make sure everything's working perfectly before anybody says anything. And they don't really seem to be doing that. They just seem to sort of carry on. You know, they just sort of kind of keep it going. They don't really do anything that seems, yay. I don't know about the other KM resorts. I know nothing about them. I've never been there before. This is my first experience. But just based on this experience, it's kind of dull, really. Yeah. It's just kind of so-so. Bleh. So, based on bleh, I'm going to give this place 2.5, slightly above average, 2.5 out of 5 stars. Slightly above average. And that extra half stars just because I like the pool and the golf course looks cool. That's it. That's all I'm giving it. If they didn't have them here, they'd be getting a 2-star review. But the pool, the golf course, and there's a peacock that runs around here. It's kind of cool. Gives it an extra half a star. So you literally are right in the center of Maple Grove, KM, Randle, Washington. That's about it. That's all I've got. That's all the information I have on K&M. So hopefully next week you'll be hearing me talk a little bit more about Mount Hood Village, about some of the changes that have happened there, hopefully for the better. But last time we were there, they were adding what looked like another 100 spots. So it's going to get interesting to see if all those people are there. Anyway, other than that, have a good one. Talk to you later.